The Lingaraja temple at Bhubaneswar, a symbol of exquisite craftsmanship. While standing in front of this magnificent edifice, one cannot help be gripped by a sense of wonder. And yet, less than a 5 minutes walk from the Lingaraja temple, one cannot help but feel a similar sense of awe and wonder as a series of exquisite artistic works unfolds before one's very eyes. Yes, we are about to experience a display of palm leaf engraving from BINOD MAHARANA, a recipient of the National Award in 1974. The 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu have been marvelously crafted by this genius. The delicacy and intricacy of this art immediately grips the sensitive viewer. Each of the images has been crafted as a result of great patience, perseverance, dedication and application.
My
name is BINOD MAHARANA. I was born in Puri. We are painters by profession. My father and his father were all painters. When I had first learned to draw with some degree of skill, I had gone to the museum, and there I saw palm leaf engraving for the first time. Seeing this engraving work, I wondered to myself, why don't I do the same work? From that day onwards, I have been doing this work. Then, in 1974, I received the National Award and the Orissa State Award too, the Charukala Parisad Puraskar. And much later, my work was sent to Boston in 1987 for the Festival of India. BINOD MAHARANA has received numerous awards for his astounding skill. Yes, BINOD's work has been greatly admired by some of India's most famous citizens. Now let us try and unravel the mystery that surrounds BINOD's magic. Let us actually see how BINOD works his artistic magic. First, the stick part of the leaf is removed, and each of the leaves are torn into separate strips according to a certain size. It would be interesting to recount the history of the palm leaf. It is common knowledge that this palm leaf is used for making fans, hand fans that is. But do we not know that this same palm leaf was used like paper to write the scriptures, the Vedas, the Puranas and other famous texts of old? Now, this palm leaf has become the medium for artistic expression for a genius like BINOD MAHARANA. Now comes the second step. Armed with a pair of scissors, the palm leaf is cut down to size, literally. In fact, every operation that is being performed requires a great deal of concentration. This concentration is writ large on BINOD's countenance. Now, the third step. Armed with a scale this time, BINOD smooths out the edges and cuts the strip according to a particular measurement. Notice that the edges have to be perfectly smoothed. Then the next step. This time the separate pieces that were smoothened and cut out earlier by means of the scissors and the scale are being sewn together. Here again, precision is the operative word. Now we can actually see, magically, the paper, that is the palm leaf in this case, taking shape before our very eyes. Those exquisite drawings that we saw earlier are about to appear on this very surface. All that remains at this stage is to put the finishing touches, and the material is ready. Now begins yet another phase. Here we see the master actually drawing. Observe the ease with which the drawing takes shape before our very eyes. Once again, concentration is writ large on his countenance. And now we see the actual process of engraving. Using an instrument that has an extremely sharp edge, BINOD is making the drawing come to life. At this stage, a great degree of skill is required to perform the engraving. It is the sound that is telling the story. The next stage is a very interesting one. Using the soot from a crude kerosene lamp, BINOD prepares the ink that will fit into the crevices made by the engraving. The ink is now made to be mixed with the juice from the leaf of a plant known as the kidney bean. As a result of this mix, not only does the engraved picture get a greenish hue, but also that ink is made to last for years on end. Who knows, perhaps many centuries later, when our civilization will cease to exist, It will be these drawings that will remain, these engravings that will survive. And like the civilizations of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, these works shall become a reminder and a provider of information to the people of tomorrow, telling them about the people of today. BINOD has made forays into the domain of modern expressionism, and in his works one can always observe an astute mix of traditional motifs with more abstract designs and patterns. This is the work for which he received the Lalit Kala Academy Award. And in this work, one can observe a lady's toilet, another example of consummate mastery. Moreover, BINOD is also a painter, and a complete painter at that. Using different media for his modes of expression, BINOD is able to paint such traditional scenes as the slaying of Kumbhakarna from the Ramayana. His works in watercolor bear a great deal of promise. Using the Kaliya Daman episode from the Mahabharata, BINOD is able to achieve a degree of stylized realism not easily seen in modern art. What is it actually that makes BINOD's brain tick? If one were to open a window into his mind, perhaps we would find that his mind is full of new ideas, ideas that sometimes clash with each other, the desire to change the traditional forms, and yet to achieve a kind of traditional realism. BINOD is always experimenting, but he is well aware of the rich tradition and heritage of this famous art, or shall we say, an art that has been made famous by him. Palm leaf engraving today is almost synonymous with BINOD Maharana's work in Orissa.